apps were supposed to make finding love easier. For millions of men, they may have made it harder. And the reasons go much deeper than bad photos or poor bios. Dating apps promised unlimited options. Instead, millions of men are getting fewer matches than ever. For over a decade, dating apps promised to solve loneliness. But a growing body of research and the lived experience of millions of men suggests something very different is happening. A small percentage of men receive a disproportionate share of attention on dating apps. Most users don't realize how dramatically that changes the experience for everyone else. Phone swiping, zero matches, typing and deleting messages, read receipts, subscription upgrade screens, men staring at blank screens, empty inboxes. Wedding photos, charts rising and falling, notification sounds fading to silence. Dating apps were supposed to make finding relationships easier, more people, more choices, more compatibility. But for many men in 2026, the opposite appears to be happening. Mingle rates have risen. Dating apps are now a multi-billion-dollar industry. Hundreds of millions of people use them worldwide. And yet, by almost every meaningful measure, men are reporting worse outcomes, lower satisfaction, and deeper frustration than at any point since these platforms launched. Most explanations focus on individual factors. Wrong photos, bad bios, poor conversation skills. But what if the problem isn't the men using these apps? What if the problem is the apps themselves? Today, we're examining the structural, psychological, and economic forces inside the dating app industry that are producing failure, specifically for male users, on a massive scale. Not to assign blame, but to understand a system that is quietly shaping how millions of people experience connection, rejection, and self-worth. By the end of this video, you'll see why researchers, psychologists, and behavioral economists are asking questions the industry would rather not answer. To understand why dating apps are failing men, we need to start with a number. On the major heterosexual dating platforms, the ratio of male to female users is significantly skewed. More men, fewer women, on the same app, competing for the same attention. That imbalance alone would create challenges. But the problem goes further. Research analyzing user behavior on dating platforms consistently shows that female users receive exponentially more matches than male users. The top percentage of male profiles capture the overwhelming majority of female engagement. The vast majority of men receive match rates so low that weeks, sometimes months, can pass with almost no meaningful interaction. This isn't a reflection of those men's real-world attractiveness, personality, or potential as partners. It is a structural feature of how these platforms are designed and who they are designed for. Dating apps are not neutral tools. They are products built by companies, funded by investors, optimized for revenue. And understanding that distinction is where everything starts to make sense. Every major dating platform operates on a variation of the same business model. Free access creates a large user base. Frustration with limited results creates demand for premium features. Premium features, boosts, super likes, profile highlights, increased visibility, generate revenue. Here is the fundamental tension inside that model. If the app successfully connects a user with a long-term partner, that user deletes the app. They cancel their subscription. They stop generating revenue. The incentive to produce successful long-term outcomes for any user is structurally limited. The incentive to produce just enough hope to maintain engagement, a match here, a conversation there, is enormous. Male users, who statistically spend more time on these platforms, swipe at higher volumes, and are significantly more likely to purchase premium features, represent a disproportionate share of dating app revenue. The industry has quietly built a business model on the persistence of male users, on their willingness to keep trying, to keep paying, to keep hoping. Here's what the industry doesn't advertise. The algorithm is not trying to find you a match. The algorithm is trying to keep you on the app. Those are not the same goal. And for millions of male users, the difference between those two goals is being paid for in confidence, time, and self-worth. Dating apps have reduced the complexity of human attraction to a single variable, a photograph. In real life, attraction is multidimensional: voice, humor, presence, the way someone listens, the energy they carry into a room. A man who is not conventionally photogenic can be deeply compelling in person, through confidence, wit, warmth, and how he makes people feel. None of that translates to a profile. Research examining how users rate profiles on dating platforms reveals a striking pattern. Female users, when rating male profiles, assign below-average scores to the large majority of men they encounter. Male users rate female profiles significantly more generously. The result is a platform environment where average-looking men, not unattractive, not uninteresting, simply average, are functionally invisible. And invisibility, experienced repeatedly over months and years, produces something more damaging than rejection. It produces the quiet, persistent belief that something is fundamentally wrong with you. Then there is ghosting. A match appears, a conversation begins, effort goes in, and then without explanation, without acknowledgement, silence. The match disappears. The profile vanishes, no closure. In the real world, rejection carries social weight. It is uncomfortable for both parties. That discomfort produces a kind of natural accountability. On dating apps, rejection is anonymous, instant, and consequence-free. There is no social cost to disappearing, no reason to offer an explanation, no obligation to treat the other person as a full human being. Men are experiencing this not once or twice, but dozens, sometimes hundreds of times. Each individual instance feels minor. Accumulated over time, the psychological weight becomes significant. Studies on repeated social rejection show measurable effects on self-esteem, social confidence, and willingness to pursue future connections. The men most affected are often not the ones with the fewest qualities to offer. They are the ones who kept showing up and kept absorbing the cost of a system with no accountability built into it. So what does this mean? This is where the conversation becomes more important than the criticism. Dating apps are not going away. For some users, in some circumstances, they produce genuine connections. But the evidence increasingly suggests that for a significant portion of male users, these platforms are doing measurable harm, not because men are victims, but because a system optimized for engagement rather than outcomes, built on a photo-first format that strips away real-world attractiveness signals and structured to monetize frustration rather than resolve it, will always produce winners and losers. And the distribution of those outcomes is not random. Research on how lasting relationships form consistently points away from apps. Shared environments, repeated contact, organic conversation, common interests. These are the conditions under which real attraction tends to develop. The men reporting the strongest romantic outcomes in recent surveys are not the ones with the best profile photos. They are the ones spending time in physical spaces, classes, clubs, community events, travel, sports, where personality and presence can actually be experienced. Why this matters globally. For public health researchers, the connection between dating app frustration and male loneliness is becoming impossible to ignore. Loneliness is now classified as a significant health risk, and the systems people are using to try to address it may in many cases be making it worse. For technology companies, the question of whether engagement metrics are an appropriate measure of a platform's social value is becoming more urgent. Platforms optimized for time spent rather than outcomes achieved are facing increasing scrutiny across multiple industries. For younger generations entering the dating market now, the stakes are particularly high. The habits, expectations, and self-perceptions formed during early dating experiences have long-term consequences. A generation conditioned by algorithmic rejection before developing real-world social confidence will carry that conditioning forward. The future, the bigger question, isn't whether dating apps will change. It's what replaces them or what supplements them when the failure becomes too visible to ignore. Will the next generation of platforms be designed around outcomes rather than engagement? Will activity-based and community-first models capture users who have been burned by swipe culture? Or will the economics of the industry continue to reward platforms that keep users searching rather than finding? Because the rise of dating apps was supposed to be the solution to modern loneliness. And for a significant portion of the men using them, it became part of the problem. Because if dating apps aren't the root cause, then what is? Which raises a question worth sitting with. If the tools we built to bring people together are producing isolation instead, what does that tell us about the difference between a platform designed to connect people and a platform designed to profit from people trying to connect? And if current trends continue, which countries, cities, or communities will adapt first? And what would a dating app actually look like if its success was measured by how quickly it made itself unnecessary? The answer may determine how millions of people meet, marry, and build relationships in the future. What trend do you think is having the biggest impact on dating today? Let us know what you think. Not who's to blame, but what you believe actually works and what you've seen fail.